pronto.
Couple things on that. One, I think you're going to see firing in the middle of the year more often because the portal opens the 30-day window for all players to transfer.
Yes.
And the worst thing Nick Saban did to Kalen DeBoer was retire before the season ended.
Yep.
You retire after kids are enrolled. You know what I'm saying? Like before they can go nowhere.
Right.
Before they can really get, like Caleb Downs and Julian saying, 2 of the 3 best players at Ohio State and probably 2 of the top 5 players in the country, both end up there because, hey, he's gone in January 10, right?
Right.
That doesn't happen December 1. I don't think that happens for Ohio State. And that led to winning a national championship and setting them up for a really good first year starter. The thing that I thought and interested about where the money's coming from is you got revenue sharing along with name, image, and likeness, right? So, and you still got to cover the cost of scholarships. So you're getting paid to work like you get paid to get your MBA at work, which I kind of love. I really do. But on the other hand, you got to come up with more money to pay. So when SMU, who, by the way, still hasn't lost an ACC regular season game, gets to say, we'll forego the television revenue for however long, it's fine. That, for me, is I don't want your money. I don't want you. If you can afford not to function on $35, $40 million annually for 4 years from your football program, why do I want to wait for you to get healthy to come after all of us?
Right.
And they didn't wait. They made the playoff in year 1. Memphis tried to join the Big 12. They said, hey, we're bringing all this. We don't want no money. We're bringing you $200 million. What do you think? And Brett Yorkmark said, not on your life, buddy. Not on your life. And I thought that was informed into what we are coming to see. It's getting harder to transfer conferences, to realign, as they say. But also people are understanding that if you got Fred Smith money, do I really want to play poker with you?
Right.
I don't think I do. I don't think that's something I want.
Right. I actually thought that Texas and Oklahoma should have been insulted that the SEC would take them. They're saying, yeah, come on. We'll do to you like we did there. Like what? Like typically you don't want somebody, unless you're like the ACC in the early 90s or even in the early aughts where you need to legitimize your conference. Like bringing in a world beater, a potential world beater that isn't actually going to bring in more money for anybody. That is going to come in here and beat us.
That's the worst possible thing, right? And I always equate these things to some measure of poker or dominoes, because those are games that I play and I'm not terrible at. I ain't Nick Wright, but I ain't terrible at, right? I know who I'm sitting across from and I know who I'm not. I know when I need to get up and leave. And there are fewer places to get up and leave now because we lost the Pac-12 due to absolute negligence that we're going to talk about forever. But we've got 4 places where people want to watch college football at a high level, right? And Cody Campbell at Texas Tech, their billionaire booster, a man who sold his oil company for $4 billion and said Texas Tech football is about to get a lot better.
Yes.
His name's on the field.
Yes.
He is the chair of the Board of Regents, and he's sending out these ad campaigns that are pissing off all the people you expect them to. Meanwhile, Texas Tech spend more money than anybody else, and they're going, hey, y'all said these are the rules. We'll play by the rules. We from West Texas. We don't care about anything else.
Right.
And that's dangerous to anybody that does care about other things. Like Stanford don't want to, I wouldn't want that job. I want a Stanford job.
Oh, God, no. Can't imagine how terrible it is. Stanford is going to turn into what Northwestern was in the 80s.
Yo, man, we ain't got to – man, I love Denny Green.
And for people to understand how bad Northwestern was in that time, when Denny Green was the coach there, they had a season where they won 2 games, and he was named Big Ten Coach of the Year for winning 2 games.
This predated me by some time, but I needed to find out what was going on. And when I looked at it and I read about it, the only other story that, man, we don't have time for it, but the only other story I wasn't really around for, didn't get to live through that I wanted to, is how Phil Fulmer went from OC to head coach of Tennessee.
It was amazing. What an amazing time. They made the right decision, but Johnny Majors went to his grave shit talking Phil Fulmer. Grave. Yes, I left with a heart attack and I came back and I lost Peyton Manning in my whole entire. And I'm Johnny Majors at Tennessee. Like, I'm not just some bum.
What? So this. Another aside, but University of Pittsburgh, right, is it's the only thing that's out of pocket in Pittsburgh. Everything else is black and gold but Pittsburgh. Yes. So much so they play football at Pittsburgh on Thursday, and they'd be like, is the Steelers playing?
Yes.
Who the hell is this? But Johnny Majors won a national championship and had a Heisman winner at Pittsburgh. And I'm
Yes.
going, wait, how do we not? Why is he Tennessee's Johnny Major? Why ain't he Pitts? Oh, yeah. Okay. Y'all don't really care about this. I'll throw this over my Aaron Donald. Nah, I'll throw that over my shoulder too. Let's
Hey,
go.
yo, you mentioned this, and I've never really thought about it until now, but very Pitt was in a lot of ways like proto Miami in that we got a lot of really good players right around here, and they had a good 10-year run of being excellent. The Jackie Sherrill years are largely excellent. And you got Tony Dorsett, you got all these guys, and it's literally like it never happened. But they always have a handful of like not just pros, excellent players, right? Like Darrelle Revis. Aaron Donald, like these are two inner circle Hall of Famers.
It's Gerald.
Yes. LaShawn McCoy.
He probably doesn't make the 2 deep. That's not shade. That's how good the program is. He don't make the 2 deep.
Yes.
Talk about, they got monsters. They got monsters. Hold on. Let me get to my bold questions. Let me get my bold questions. All right. So this is a college football one, but it's really kind of in the weeds. Heisman finalists is kind of all over the board, especially since John Mateer and them absolutely shit the bed.
Yes.
Trinidad Chambliss, Ty Simpson, Carson Beck, Julian Sands / Jeremiah Smith. Who do you like here?
I think that if Miami goes through their schedule, which it looks like they will, Carson Beck looks really good. Really good. And if Miami wins it, if Miami is the best team in the country, and it's a year where you're not sure who to vote for, the quarterback of the best team in the country is going to be the place that people wind up.
It's true. It's true. Thing about this conversation, though, is Julian Sands and Jeremiah Smith might end up splitting the vote like 2016, Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield, D.D. Westbrook. D.D. Westbrook being a Heisman finalist just feels like a capsule to me because what else happened after that? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. And I threw Trinidad Chambliss in there only because that is a dude that would not exist otherwise, right? Ferris State, you transfer where you were still splitting time to Ole Miss where you're expected to be the backup. Austin Simmons gets an ankle injury, and all of a sudden you're the Tom Brady to his Drew Bledsoe out here cooking people. But I saw him play against Central Oklahoma because I'm that kind of a junkie. And I was going, ooh, that boy could play. And he ended up Ole Miss. I'm like, all right. It turns out to be, one of these college quarterbacks that everybody loves. We're short, we're dumpy, but we're fast, and we can throw that ball real far.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're at the place now where people don't just associate Ole Miss with terrible things. So, he's got a chance to be to warm some hearts.
Man, I wish it was closer to Memphis. Then we could have a different conversation.
Yeah.
So this is one that I've been thinking about. When it did Denzel Washington turn heel at 70?
So I watched Highest and Lowest, and my buddy Howard Bryant had the best point because I didn't think the movie was as bad as other people did. But when he was chasing ASAP Rocky through that train station, brother, I'm 45, and I'm here to tell you, my legs would like fall off if I tried to do all the stuff that he was doing, and I work out.
Man, look, I like Spike. I love Spike. I like and love Spike. 25th hour. He got game. We can even take it all the way to the Five Bloods. But after that, I don't need you to make no more Kurosawa remakes. I don't need you and Denzel to do nothing else together. By the way, I couldn't let this one go. What is that man doing with a Caesar? What's he doing with that?
Nobody loses hair anymore, RJ. Everybody apparently is eternal. Everybody gets a great haircut till the day they die.
I got a post on TikTok where for my followers, where you leading them? I went like this. I went, you better live in my world, dog. Don't or buy back my business. I was like, you know what? I got enough black men that want to tell me what it is that I be doing wrong. I'm cool on this one. All right, Spike. All right, Denzel. You know what I mean?
There was lots of judgment. You are correct. There was lots of judgment.
There's lots of judgment. Man, speaking of lots of judgment, I'm on that other train with the Thomas Pynchon novel that PTA kind of sort of adapted, but didn't really adapt because you can't adapt no Thomas Pynchon novel.
Yeah.
But anyway, last question for you, and this one, take any direction you want. Who is more electable, Feinbaum or Stephen A?
Woo! That all depends on what office a person is running for. That is I think Paul Feinbaum is more electable in Alabama than Stephen A. Smith is as the mythical candidate for president of the United States. I think the problem that both of them have is something that they haven't done math on, that I feel like I've done a different math on over the past few years of my career, is everything you say is one step closer to saying one thing too many. And that's just something you got to remember when you decide you're going to do something like they say they want to do.
Look, man, the first person to put me on game was the man who had the smart idea to play some elevator music.
Yes. Can't do it all.
And I remember the thing that was, for me, right? When you say something like that, it's not that you can't say it. It's also the form in which you say it. And it's who you're saying it to.
Yes.
So Feinbaum didn't do that on his show. He did that on Clay Travis's show, which is a very different show than Feinbaum. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He did that on his show.
Yes.
He didn't do that on ESPN's show.
Yes.
And, all these things that you work in the business, you come to understand. But yes, I have held back many of what I know is a fire joke. It might not land.
Yeah. You got to have a real confidence in what it is that you are offering. Like, it's not like, I realized when I did that show for HBO, one of the problems that I had was that I wasn't a comedian. I was in public, at least a quasi-serious person. That meant there were chances that they were willing to take on my name.
Okay.
That I could not do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and so, but now, I think that it's very clear that Paul very much so wants to run. Right. I think that he doesn't do everything that he's done for some might. Like, I think in his heart, he's made his decision, even if in his mind, he has not made the decision. I think Stephen A. is trying to get this money. And I don't think that he's not taking a pay cut. And running for office would definitely involve a pay cut. Somewhere in here, Paul Feinbaum, I think Stephen A. believes that we need to hear what he thinks. I somehow believe that Paul Feinbaum has come to believe that he thinks that he can make the world a better place. And I mean, okay.
You and I have 2020 to reflect on and where we are now.
Yes, we do.
Okay. So I'm going to leave that alone for the rest of it, but I do appreciate you taking on that question. Mostly because for the life of me, I can't find anybody that I would like to have that conversation with.
Yo, it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
It is
a tough one. But I've been dancing through the raindrops for a long time. I'm good at it, baby. I know how to find the space.
That is Bomani Jones. He is the host of The Right Time. Catch it on YouTube. Listen to it Monday, Tuesday, right? Are we on there Tuesday?
Here and there.
Okay.
Here and there.
Wednesdays and Fridays. The guests are amazing. Bo is great. And I've always enjoyed listening. Every now and again, he pops up with somebody and I was like, yo, I had no idea I would like this person.
See, that's what I'm trying to do, man. Broader. If they with me, they cool. You know what I'm saying?
And that's enough. That's enough. And I was just thinking to myself, that's what he does. That's how great a host he is. Yeah, man, look. I could keep going, but I will not in the interest of time. Bo, thanks so much for joining us, man.
Hey, I appreciate you, man.
I know.